guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been going for a little while, but today I want to make a more makeup related video. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Today's video is about the 5 makeup brands I think need to give it up. It's done. Not that these brands aren't still successful. I just feel like these brands have like passed their peak and like it's nothing but downhill from here. So yeah, enough rambling. I'm getting on with the video. Okay, so my number 5 company I think that needs to just let it go. It's actually 2 companies, but I'm going to combine it into one, and it goes to Morphe / ColourPop. So Morphe and ColourPop exist solely on the internet. I say that to say, of course, both of them have now gone into like stores. Morphe is sold at Ulta and ColourPop is sold at Sephora. But those transitions into store didn't do well for those companies. I think these brands exist solely like on YouTube. They were YouTube brands. Both of those companies started at the bottom, and then influence jumped on board. For Morphe, it was Jaclyn Hill. Jaclyn Hill jumped on to the Morphe train, and that like opened people's eyes. They had that 35O palette that just blew up. It kind of started the trend of like warm, huge eyeshadow palettes. But since that, and like 2 or 3 years ago, Morphe has just been on a, they were steady. They were really steady for a long time, like 2016, 2017, maybe the beginning of 2017, steady. But I feel like a year ago, Morphe just took a dip. And I think what has to do with that dip with Morphe goes to the affiliate codes and the fact that they were aligned with every single influencer on YouTube, and it just got annoying. Like, we're like, do you guys even like this makeup? Are you guys just promoting the makeup because you have an affiliate code or because Morphe is, you know, paying you? So it just became like you couldn't even trust people who were selling Morphe. And then Morphe started to get into a lot of scandals, and it was just a lot. And then I think another thing that really kind of hurt Morphe but kind of helped was the Jaclyn Hill palette. The Jaclyn Hill palette did really well for Morphe. The Jaclyn Hill palette, from what I hear, I don't have the palette, but I hear it's a really good palette. It looks like a good palette. But after that palette came out, people kind of stopped checking for Morphe. Like, it was like Morphe's climax was the Jaclyn Hill palette, and they really had nothing else that could compare to that palette. So people just stopped like checking for it. Like, if it wasn't a Jaclyn Hill palette, nobody was going to use Morphe because nothing else compared. If we know your best product is the Jaclyn Hill palette, why would we buy anything else that's not as good as that palette? So, and I think from then on, you don't hear much about Morphe anymore. Even on YouTube, like, Morphe isn't really that big a deal. People have stopped pushing their affiliate codes just because it's kind of gotten tired, and people have been in the comments like, why are you guys continuing to push these affiliate codes and stuff? So Morphe is kind of out of here. Like, I don't see Morphe making a comeback. I just think Morphe is pretty much done. Like, no one cares anymore. I'm sorry, I liked Morphe. They were scammers. They were private labeling, and the affiliate codes was too much. But Morphe was a fine brand. I just feel like you outstayed your welcome. Another brand, because I did say this was this was number 5, but I had 2 brands at number 5 because they kind of have the same thing going on. It's ColourPop. Poor ColourPop. ColourPop is probably the brand I like on here the most, as in, like, I feel bad for them that they're on this list, but the truth is the truth. ColourPop has long overstayed its welcome. And the issue with ColourPop is that they put out too many products. I was going to say when I was talking about Morphe that Morphe puts out too many products, but I said no, I'm not even going to say that for Morphe because they don't even compare to what ColourPop is doing. Blink your eyes one time. Just blink. ColourPop just came out with a new palette. Blink. They just came out with another concealer shade. Blink. They just came out with a highlighter. Blink. They just came out with an eye pencil. Like, they come out with like 5 products a day, and I'm barely exaggerating. ColourPop is just, they just do too much. And it gets to the point where their stuff is still quality. They just came up with the Makeup Shayla palette, and it looks like a fine palette. But you just don't even want to go over to the ColourPop page because, you know, it's just going to be a bunch of mess. Like, you just aren't tempted to go check on ColourPop. And then when they went to Sephora, them being in Sephora didn't really go well because you didn't hear anyone talking about any of the stuff in Sephora. I don't know a single person who has gone into Sephora and bought ColourPop because the stuff they have in Sephora is not cheap at all. Like they have like a $28 like palette, and it's just like ColourPop, you're an inexpensive brand, so people expect it to be inexpensive. So I just think ColourPop also passed its prime. ColourPop was good for the liquid lipstick phase, and that goes with somebody else is on my list who also fell into the same trap. Liquid lipsticks were huge. People loved liquid lipsticks in 2015, 2016. Liquid lipsticks was everything, and ColourPop was good at that. They made like $6 liquid lipsticks, so the cheap girls could go get some liquid lipsticks. But now that phase is done, no one's really wearing crazy colors on their lips anymore. Like liquid lipsticks, we've realized liquid lipsticks are dry as hell, and we're done. We're really just done with that phase. So ColourPop has just kind of been pushed to the side, and I just think, and it seems like they're still coming out with good products, but no one's really paying attention. The gurus on YouTube aren't really giving it anything. So it's just like, you kind of just let it go. Okay, the fourth brand on this list goes to Tarte. Tarte Cosmetics. Tarte Cosmetics really wasn't a poppin' brand up until they came out with the Shape Tape Concealer. The Shape Tape Concealer changed the game with concealers. Like, that was one of the most acclaimed concealers to ever come out, and that kind of put Tarte on like the big time map. People were looking at what Tarte is going to do next, The issue with Tarte is someone who works for that company may be a little racist. Tarte never comes out with colors for black people. This goes with the Shape Tape. It goes for anything. When they put out any type of product, anyone who's not white aren't able to use their products, and then maybe they might go in and extend the range, but go look at the Shape Tape range. It's not that big, and go Google what the original release of the Shape Tape was. It had no shades. Like, so Tarte has like an inclusion problem and a diversity problem, but what really got Tarte on this list is when they came out with the Shape Tape foundation. That foundation flopped so hard, and Tarte put out a stupid little apology about it, and it made no sense. And so I think no one is really checking for Tarte anymore just because of that. What is done in the dark will always come to the light. And it finally came to the light. What I and a lot of other people have noticed a long time ago, Tarte doesn't put out stuff for anyone who's not white. They are a white brand who only wants white customers. And we're like, so it literally made no sense. And with Fenty Beauty doing so well, and all the Makeup Forever doing so well with all these lines that have shade NARS, it's kind of like, why not put out shades that are for people of darker complexions or for black people? Because you see that they do well. So it made no sense at all why Tarte did what they did. So people have stopped checking for the brand. I hardly see people even using the Shape Tape anymore. Like, I just think Tarte's done. Tarte's done. They'll never be where they were when the Shape Tape came out and shook the game. That has sailed. They're done. Bye-bye, Tarte. Okay, these next two brands are going to be 3 and 2. So the next is 3 and the other one is 2. But they're like, they're one and the same, except one was successful and one has never been successful. Number 3 goes to Kylie Cosmetics. Kylie Cosmetics shook up the game in 2015 when they came out with those lip kits. When Kylie dropped her lip kits, they shook the game. Everyone wanted to get lips like Kylie, and so they did well. Like, I can't even front. The lip kits shook up the makeup game. Everyone was reviewing it. If you reviewed a lip kit, your video got 1 million views just like that. Just because that's how many people were anticipating and wanting to see what these lip kits did. And then she always had like a low stock, so they always sold out. So it made people even like more curious of what's going on. Well, it's the year 2018. We have grown up. We have understood that if you want lips like Kylie Jenner, all you have to do is go to the doctor and pay a little money and you can get those lips. And so the brand is kind of just in limbo right now. The brand is just this. Like, it has no dips. It has no more, there's no more elevation. It's just And even now, I feel like it's dipping at this point. No one cares about Kylie Cosmetics. People don't even do videos on Kylie Cosmetics. If people do a video on Kylie Cosmetics, it doesn't even do that well because no one cares anymore, because she also has the color pop morphe problem. She came out during a fad, so the brand is a fad, the liquid lipstick phase. It became a fad. So when the fad goes away, no one really cares about you anymore. And she's also had a lot of scandals, but her family is known for scandals, so scandals don't really affect them like it affects other people. But when she came out with those expensive brushes, I think that's when it was like, okay, Kylie's kind of done. Like, no one's really checking for Kylie anymore. It's just so 2015. She puts out stuff just like Colourpop every single day. Every single day she's on her Snapchat telling you she got a new liquid lipsticks, and the colors still look the same. So it's like, who's still buying this stuff? Like, I don't understand who is buying this stuff. I think it's no one. So yeah, Kylie Cosmetics, your time has run dry. Her peak was when she first came out, which is sad, but also good. She made her money, but her peak was definitely when the liquid lipstick stage was a thing. Now that that's not a thing anymore, it's kind of like, what else do you have to offer? No one's really, because it's not like we're going to you for quality, because that's where the scandals do come in. The quality of your stuff has constantly been questioned. So now that you don't have the fact that you're a fad, now that the gimmick is gone, now the only reason why we would come to your company is because you have quality, but you don't even have that anymore. So why would we even buy anything from there? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, Kylie, you are my number 3. Number 2, like I said, my number 3 was the brand that actually had success. And number 2 will be the brand who really never saw success. That goes to KKW Beauty by Kim Kardashian West. Kim Kardashian decided she wanted to reach into Kylie Jenner's bag and get her own makeup line. To each his own. I think makeup, as long as you're coming out with good products, your brand can be successful. I don't think there's ever too many makeup companies, just like I don't think there's ever too many YouTube. If you have something to bring to the table and that people are gonna like, people are gonna buy it. Like, there's no such thing as brand loyalty these days. Like, people are gonna go to different brands if you have something that they want. So I said, okay. And I honestly thought Kim Kardashian's brand was gonna shake the table, just because there's so many people that she has a niche audience that is these Instagram, YouTube, like that's her audience. These people like look up to her and inspire to be her. So I'm like, that's gonna be her brand. People are gonna love it. But that never happened. She came out with those stick concealers, concealer things, and they flopped to hell. They flopped to hell. To this day, no one is buying those things. She's still trying to push them and no one's buying them. They got terrible reviews from everyone. They looked a mess. And so that when you start your brand at the bottom, and people, you no longer get the credibility. And that's Kim Kardashian's issue, the brand's issue, is the fact that the concealer kits were such a flop that now no one else feels the need to like check for you anymore. The fact that when you come out, you have to come out with guns blazing, like Kylie with the lip kits. And the thing about Kylie's lip kits, they weren't that good, but they did what they were supposed to do. It wasn't completely horrible, and people like cared. Concealer kits, contouring, concealing is such a 2014 gimmick. Like putting out like concealer things, that is such a gimmick. And Kat Von D has already mastered that lane of contour. When Kat Von D came out with her contour palette, it shook the game. And so Kim really couldn't compete. She was literally already playing a losing game because the gimmick had already passed. No one was looking for contouring and highlighting type stuff anymore because we already have our products that we do that with. We really weren't looking for nothing new. Kat Von D had already slayed the game with hers, so it was just kind of like, Kim, you're a little late. You're a little late. So those flopped. But then she got another chance to do something else, obviously. And she did those little glitter things that no one bought. Not only did no one buy them, but no one even did videos on them. I still don't even know how those things like work. So those flopped. She also had the powder contour kits. And I think of all her contour stuff, that one did bad only because I feel like people just didn't buy it. I actually don't think that was actually a terrible product. I just think people just didn't buy it because they were kind of over her. Like, your original liquid contour kit flopped. So why would we buy the powdered one? So that flopped. And then the thing I thought that might revive KKW was the Mario palette. She came out with that Mario palette, and that palette is so freaking basic. Since Jaclyn Hill, everyone wants to pop a blue little color in their palette and think they're stunting on the girls, and they're really not. The palette was so boring, and I won't say the palette flopped, because flop is a hard word, but it didn't do as well as I think she expected, as I think Mario expected. It just didn't do that well because no one cared. I saw a few videos on it, but the thing about the Kim Kardashian, Kylie brand, it's all about hype. That's why they only put a limited supply for sale, so it looks like it's sold out, because it's all about hype. Their entire brand is about hype, anticipation, what other people think of them. So when you lose the hype and the anticipation, they really have nothing. If they're not getting quick sales, they really have that's why nothing in Kylie stuff really lasts, as in, like, you don't hear people 3 months now talking about the thing they bought back before, because everything is about anticipation. Quick buy. They want you to buy things quickly. Therefore, once that is gone, no one's going to check for their brand anymore. And I think that's why they're on this list. That's why they have both. Kim never had her heyday, and Kylie's heyday has long passed. Unfortunately, sad to hear it, but it really is what it is. Okay, on to my number one. This is the brand that just needs to, I don't know what they're going to do. Every now and then this brand gives me a glimmer of hope that they are going to go back to their heyday. And then they put something else out and you're just like, here they go again. Here they go again with some mess nobody's going to buy. And you know who I'm talking about if you know makeup. This goes to Too Faced Cosmetics. Too Faced Cosmetic is the biggest joke in the makeup industry because they can't get it right. Too Faced Cosmetics doesn't know what they want to be. Do they want to be children's makeup? Do they want to be high end? Do they want to be middle grade? They don't know. And so they keep, instead of going into a conference room and deciding we are going to be this, we are going to be that, they just continue to push out products and they want us to decide what they are going to be. Whatever we buy the most, that's what they're going to decide to be. And that's not how a makeup brand works. You have to decide what you are going to be. They put out things that look like children's makeup, like the My Little Pony stuff and stickers. So we're like, okay, you've decided you're going to be a brand that is for bougie little children. You can have that, Too Faced. But then they come out with stuff that says Glow Job and Sex on the Peach. And it's like, okay, no, now you want to be an adult brand. So it's like, what are you trying to be? And because they can't decide what they want to be, it just all becomes tacky. Like, that brand is just so tacky. And I think we all can agree the reason why everyone's just done with Too Faced at this point is that stupid unicorn collection. Too Faced decided in the year 2018 or late 2017 that they were going to put out a damn unicorn collection. Unicorns is so 2016, maybe 2015. Too Faced, if anyone were to put out a unicorn collection, Too Faced should have been the one to do it. That's on brand for them. But in 2017, you put it out? Who wants that? Who wanted that? No one wanted that shit, and no one bought it. And that's just the issue with Too Faced. Too Faced will have, first of all, we all know its heyday were those chocolate palettes. Those were like its heyday. That's what they should have stuck to. Doing things like that. Doing things that are cute, but still trendy and still kind of chic. Because I feel like their peach collection at this moment is what I think they need to focus on. They need to focus on doing things like the peach collection. But doing all these random things that make no sense whatsoever, like, it's just, you wouldn't believe the same brand who did the Too Faced foundation, Born This Way, it's the same brand who gave you the unicorn collection. Because, like, it's two totally different, like, packaging, stuff. Like, it's just, they don't have a set vision, and so none of it makes sense. None of it makes sense. And so it's just like, Too Faced, we don't want it anymore. We don't want it anymore. So that is my list I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't think I was as shady as I could have been. So I think I was nice. I think I was pretty nice with this. This doesn't mean that these brands won't come out with something tomorrow that just shakes up the game. Morphe could come out with a palette tomorrow that just slays everybody. ColourPop could come out with something that's cheap and is great and slay everybody. Kylie could come out with a new gimmick and we all follow it and her brand's back. KKW could finally release a product that is great and we're like, okay, now we can focus on KKW. Or Too Faced could come out with a collection that just slays. None of that would surprise me, honestly, if any of those brands did any of those things I mentioned. It's just right now, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening because these brands are so focused on the past. They've not been able to move into the future. And so many brands are passing them and they've just been forgotten about. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video and I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.